Thank you for staying tuned at Citizen FM 93.7. My name is Lawrence Omoite. Welcome to Insight. It's still the political season. The race for votes is getting more intense. Although the gates for partisan politicking are yet to be thrown open by the election timelines, the major players are already on full throttle trying to outwit opponents. But how is the media reflecting these scenarios? The social media expectedly is an open book, so to speak, with every information available. But the traditional media have been more circumspect, trying to filter loads of information for the good of all. Insight will focus on the political scene from the lens of media professionals on the scene. The foot soldiers who bring home all the details. That's our focus on Insight today. And we are expecting two guests in the studio. John Chuks Onuayim is a senior editor and a former chairman of the APC Press Corps. And also Victorson Agbenson is a senior broadcast editor. And the duo will take us through the experiences of journalists on the field. That will be our focus on the program. And today we will also throw the lines open from the beginning of the show. And my colleague Kemi Asekun is giving me signs. She wants to sneak into the program. Well, I'll give her that as a journalist too. I think she has earned her pay. She can also give us one or two things in terms of experience covering the political scene in the last couple of months, so to speak. So that's the focus of Insight today. We'll throw the phone lines open. You can call in right from now. The lines to call, the numbers to call are 0903 222 9797. That's 0903 222 9797. You can also call us on 0808 222 That's 0808 222 You can also call us on 0818 222 That's 0818 222 You can also send us a message on any of these numbers, and we will be glad to read your WhatsApp message. You can also be part of our live streaming device on YouTube. Type in Insight, and you will be taken directly to the studio for live footage of what exactly is going on. So that's how the package will be today on Insight. We need to take a short break, and when we resume, the program will kick off in full blast. Please don't go away. Stay tuned.
Here at last, join the safest, classiest, and cheapest taxi ride in town. Wavex Taxi Ride for absolute safety and comfort. Available in over 500 cities in Nigeria, Africa, Europe, and America. Download the app now from the Google Store.
Thank you for staying tuned. It's Insight on Citizen FM 93.7. And as I said earlier, the phone lines are already open. We are expecting calls from you and also messages from you. But I have my colleague in the studio, Kemi Asekun, my tag team partner, and she is, yes, Kemi is in the studio. Kemi,
a very good morning to you once again, Lawrence, and good to be on this side of the divide.
Yes, and you know that you are at my mercy in this program, I'm really,
be nice.
I'm the one asking the questions. This
Absolutely,
time.
but be nice.
I'll try.
Thank you.
But let's get serious.
Absolutely.
But Kemi, seriously speaking, the disturbing news today has been the attack on the Kuje facility, correctional facility, and also the attack on the presidential convoy. These are two sensitive issues, so to speak, because granted the president was not in the convoy, but that is a presidential convoy. It's a symbol of Nigerian sovereignty. It's a symbol of the president.
Absolutely.
And whether or not he was on the convoy, the attack is symbolic.
It's the guts of the attackers, is the fact that they would see the presidential convoy and decide to even attack it. But that also lays, it lays some credence to the fact that our security challenges are becoming almost getting to a head, so to speak. But at the same time, we also have to look at the fact that it's kind of coordinated. And when attacks like this are coordinated, I mean, happening in the Kuje prison and the presidential convoy, it tells you that there is more to it than meets the eye. One of which could be a political issue.
Or could it be a coincidence?
It's not likely. Coincidences like that are really rare, if you understand what I'm trying to say. But then again, it also calls to question the issues even within the presidency's, inner caucus, right? Because like I said earlier during the newspaper review, a lot of these things do not just happen, right? There has to have been some leakage of information for it to have occurred that way. I don't know if you're seeing it from my own point of view.
But Kemi,
somebody has to know that the presidential convoy is going to be moving at this time.
But that is not particularly a top-rate secret. Presidential convoy, and if you know the pattern, anytime there's Salah, the president will
go home.
Will go home. And then his advanced party will always go ahead of him and stuff. These are not very sensitive security information.
But then you look at it that it's happening on the same day the Kuje prison was attacked. And with the Kuje prison, for example, one of the things we need to actually look at critically is what do we do with all the awaiting inmates? What do we do with those who have been sentenced, either to death or something? You have a lot of prisons today where you have people who have been sentenced to death awaiting the governor's signature and nobody's willing to sign. And these are hardened criminals that you want to, probably send back to the creator for a reset.
Kemi, one thing for sure, you see, when the way the criminal minds work, at least from research that we've gone through, literature that I've read, if they know that the possibility of successfully attacking a facility is high, the attack will go on.
Absolutely. Nobody likes to be incarcerated.
But when it's obvious that the possibility, if there's a zero possibility of success, not many people will try to carry out such attack.
Absolutely.
That's one. Then two, on the issue of the inmates, we understand that 90%, sometimes 95% of the inmates there are waiting trial inmates. And if you know these facilities, most of them, 90% of them were built in the 70s.
But then again, we need to also now ask what the Ministry of Interior is doing. Since the inception of this dispensation of the Ministry of Interior, there has been a lot of attacks on our correctional facilities. I don't know if you have also paid attention to that.
Yes, I know. But to be fair to the ministry too, the minister has in the last couple of months been a little bit up and down. Some people will say it's for the optics, but then one, he has strengthened the officials, telling. In fact, there was a time he gave this order that anybody that is found within the vicinity of the correctional center should be shot on site and stuff like that. But yes, I know that a lot of people will say these are merely cosmetic.
Lawrence, orders are orders in Nigeria. In the same Nigeria that we speak today, there is an order that people shouldn't use motorbikes in a state like Zamfara. The president has also ordered that anybody found with an AK-47 should also be taken down. Have all of this be implemented before we now move on to the Minister of Interior, to talk about if anybody found within the correctional facility. What I'm only trying to say is that if he needs some help, I'm talking about the Ministry of Interior, if they need some extra help, they should let us know. But then that will also stretch our security.
Exactly. Obviously, the Interior Affairs Minister needs help. Obviously, the correctional facilities across the country, they need help. And as you said, where will the help come from? The same military, the same police that have been stretched to beyond limit? Because it's obvious that even by training, the officers I'm talking about the officers of the correctional centers, may not be able to repel some of these major attacks. You will need reinforcements from the army, from soldiers. And so it means that you already, for a force that is already stretched, you already complicate matters. And there's so many issues, because you cannot say that, everything the correctional center wants, we have to give, because government will tell you that they prioritize a lot of resources. Spending, health sector needs it, education needs it, and everything. Issue of finances have always been coming, we need more, we need to build more correctional centers. Although some sociologists will tell you that you need to attack the issues at the source. Why do you have increase in criminalities? Why don't you attack that? Why don't you resolve that? And you have the numbers of
go down.
But then those are stories, those are issues for another day. We are looking at the situation now, and this is not the first time the Kuje facility has been attacked. This is also not the first time a correctional facility in the country has been attacked.
And in recent times, it actually has become, I don't have the statistics with me. I would have loved to reel out how many correctional facilities have been attacked since 2019, and that for me is very worrisome. But then, let's now look at the issues. Why do people attack correctional facilities? One, they're trying to release maybe a gang leader who's held in the correctional facility so that he can, come out, like my guys are coming to get me kind of thing that you watch in the American movies. So then the next question to now ask, if the person has been convicted and is, convicted for something really major, why has the law not taken effect in issues like that? There's a lot I want to say, but I can't say because this is a live radio, but then those are the things to ask. If this person is a threat to the correctional facility, or if these people are a threat to the correctional facility, shouldn't something different be done?
Yes, let's put it this way. There are suspects that, and number one, that's why the correctional facilities are graded. You have maximum security facility, you have medium security. I think the Kuje falls in the medium security facility. So it will be counterproductive security-wise to put a high-caliber suspect, a terrorist gang leader, a terrorist leader who is operating at the very top, then you now detain him in a medium level security correctional facility.
Even the people who detain him are complicit, because it means that they have deliberately, I'm sorry, but we have to be hard sometimes. It means that they have deliberately even left the other inmates to the mercy of such a decision.
Exactly. And they don't have the capacity to withstand or repel attacks that may come, and that would likely come. You said you were telling us about why do people attack correctional facility. You mentioned one. Another one is, if it's a terrorist group, to bring about fear, to create fear in the minds of the people.
Absolutely.
And also if it's in some places, you will see some people tell you, we are responsible. They will claim responsibility, so that, because they know by doing that, their names will be all over the internet.
Now, Lawrence, in an age and time of technology, in an age and time where surveillance cameras are not rocket science, right? In an age and time where monitoring these kind of things, you don't even have to have a watchman. You just need to have strategic cameras placed in certain strategic places. I know that they will be manned by other human beings. You understand? But these things are as basic as that. You have surveillance cameras. Nobody moves. Nobody gets shot. You've
been watching too many movies.
And the funny thing is, I don't even watch so many movies. But that's one quote that stayed in my head for quite a while. Do you understand? So what you're having is, you can actually tell what is going on even before it happens. If people are approaching somebody, that means that if this thing was done, right, and I don't know what the beef of the story is right now. I don't know if we'll be able to, cover it, Citizen FM in details. But what I do know is that if this thing happened without some alerts to the officers, as in this approach happened without some, then it means that somebody is complicit. Somebody is not doing what they ought to be doing.
Well, Kemi, yesterday we heard that there were, as you said, we can't confirm that, but we heard that there was some prior information prior to the attack that something like that was imminent. We don't know.
Some intelligence report.
Yes, we've not been able to confirm that. But that also brings us to mind to the next question: how institutions manage information. Up to now, we've not had an official information from the correctional center. Yes, there was a statement attributed to the spokesman or whatever from the correctional center confirming the attack. That was early hours of today. But there has not been
an update.
I know that in issues of security, yes, you are not expected to say, oh, the place was run down, everybody there was taken away, and there's but Nigerians need to know what is and what's the update. What exactly happened? We know that yes, the security men are on top of it, but then because if you notice, there's been this story flying around on the WhatsApp pages. People are forwarding all kinds of messages which we can't even bring up here.
And an official message will put to death all of the speculations and everything. And besides that, one of the reasons why this information has to get into the public space, one of the reasons why this has to get to the public space too is the fact that just in case you see someone moving around that does not look like one of us, at least there should be a way to raise an alarm to say, it seems I've seen one of your children. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. So it's either ways. You want to say, yes, let us know what exactly is going on. One. Two, you also don't want to scare us. But if you decide to withhold this information
for everything, and you don't
completely, you will give the opportunity for speculations. You will give the opportunity for all sorts of things, and then you will also give the opportunity for. You also give a lack of opportunity to report anything that seems strange, right? Or anyone that seems strange. Because if at all, I'm not saying anybody escaped, but let's say that some people escaped. They may not get their bearing on time. It's to put everybody on a red alert around that. If you see, our children, please call this number or send this message to this app. We will send somebody.
If anything like that happens.
If anything like that happens.
But if nothing happened, then you reassure the people that there was an attempt, but this is the action that we took, and everything is back to normal. And some fun, because I'm not comfortable with the kind of messages I see on WhatsApp now. People are just forwarding message, claiming numbers and all those things.
Thank God I'm not on those WhatsApp groups.
It doesn't help the matter. It doesn't help the matter at all. So I think that we should, as a government, officials of government should be on the forefront, dictating the pace. They shouldn't be reacting.
That's true.
They should be dictating the pace and say, this is what is happening.
No, but when it comes to information management, especially of this administration, so to speak, I think that if there is anywhere that one is supposed to give them knocks, and I mean severe knocks, it's about the information management of this administration. There's a lot that the administration is doing that nobody hears about. There's a lot that they are not doing that everybody hears about, and that tells you that. Lawrence, let's continue with
Okay, Kemi, we need to take a short break, and Insight will continue in a moment. Please don't go away.
Wavex Pleasure Ride. Here at last, join the safest, classiest, and cheapest taxi ride in town. Wavex Taxi Ride for absolute safety and comfort. Available in over 500 cities in Nigeria, Africa, Europe, and America. Download the app now from the Google Store.
Nation of our dream. CitizenFM, CitizenFM. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. CitizenFM, CitizenFM. Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dream. CitizenFM, CitizenFM. Yeah. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. CitizenFM, CitizenFM.
Thank you for staying tuned. It's Insights on Citizen FM 93.7. My guest, my partner, Kemi Asekun, is still in the studio. Kemi, thank you for holding forth.
Thank you very much, Lawrence. Thank you for at least letting us do this.
Okay. As I said earlier, you can join us in this discussion by calling us on 0903 222 9797. That's 0903 222 9797. You can also call us on 0808 2222037. That's 0808 2222037. Or you can also call us on 0818 2222205. 0818 2222205. You can send us a message. Kemi, we have a message, a WhatsApp message here. It says Citizen FM. That's from Emeka, who's writing in from Wusetu. Says Citizen FM, you guys are doing a great job. Thank you.
Thank
you.
You.
Says I'm enjoying the partnership between Kemi and Lawrence. This is a first for us on Insight. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Emeka.
And he says you guys are doing well. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Emeka. You can keep the messages coming in. Kemi.
Yeah.
The issue of fake news. We've spoken about it several times. I know you've treated it on several occasions on talking points, but it doesn't seem as if it's willing to go away. And sometimes, too, the kind of people who also aid and abet this spread is worrisome. Sometimes professionals, sometimes people you look up to, they'll forward some message that on the face value, you know that...
You see, Lawrence, I have read the Riot Act to those who know me. And the Riot Act is, if you haven't confirmed it, don't broadcast it to me. That's number one. Because these days, we all have a phone. If you can even broadcast, if you can send it, it means you can do a Google search, basic Google search. And if you don't find any credible news media or news medium carrying that story, it means you should press pause.
You won't die.
You won't die. You don't. It's like when someone dies and people start trying to be the first to break his obituary. If someone has died, he has died. Be patient. And that's it with the issue of misinformation and disinformation, what we call fake news. We have to understand as a people that some people are deliberately trying to create, an unpleasant environment. They're deliberately trying to put fear in us. And so when you, as a respected elder statesman, and all of us are respected elder statesmen and women in our own rights, and you do not confirm something and you start to broadcast, That's just the height of recklessness. It's the height of irresponsibility.
Yeah, Kemi, I quite agree with you. And in as much as we condemn that, we also reiterate the fact that people in position of authority would need to take the driver's seat when it comes to issues affecting their institutions, their companies, their whatever you...
Absolutely.
Because that's one way to counter this. I remember, I think 4 or 5 years ago, the Nigerian Air Force, when we had the former Chief of Air Staff, the Director of Information was very proactive. In fact, at a point, everyone covering that bit was so happy because you didn't need to stress yourself. There was a plane crash, remember, before the Independence Day anniversary, during the drill, the Air Force drill. Unfortunately, there was a plane crash in somewhere in Zuba there. And even as the news started filtering in, there was a release from the Air Force confirming that crash and giving the state of everything. Before people went to town, the information was already there from the Air Force, and that just calmed everything.
Now, talking about misinformation again, one must also commend the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital. Over the weekend there was this news that they said that because of a power outage, 14 infants in the ICU, died, and instantly they released a statement. However, we as individuals must learn to be patient. There is no award being given for the first person to broadcast misinformation or fake news. So why the hurry? I will be honest with you, when I saw someone post it on the WhatsApp to say, 14 people had, 14, I was outraged. But I was calm. And all of us need that calmness. Except we are, Lawrence, how do you translate atufo into English?
I don't understand that French.
But you do understand Yoruba. Except you are a town crier for bad news. I think that's the easiest way I can put it. Except,
harbinger of bad news.
God bless you. Unless you are the harbinger of bad news, fake news, news that make people unhappy, news that scare people, we need to press pause when we see any news. The person that puts that thing on her status, I have muted her. And if she puts it again on WhatsApp status, that is her own WhatsApp status, I will block her. Because you can't be scaring people because it makes you feel good to be the one spreading the message.
And Kemi, we need to sound this. We are not in any way trying to repress the spread of information. But what we are saying is that information that is not confirmed, that is not authentic, there is no point spreading it because it ends up being counterproductive. You never know whose turn it will be. Because some people...
That's like crying wolf.
Some people, well, you can say they do it without unknowingly. But there are lots of people who deliberately spread this information. And that's my target. There are some people who make one or two mistakes once in a while. Those are
no, but what I'm trying to say, really, Lawrence, is the fact that if news gets to you, if you are one of those who subscribe to people forwarding all sorts of messages to you, the first thing to do is to be calm. Read it. Hey, God bless you. You understand? Read it.
Maybe 2 or 3 times.
Do you understand? If it outrages you, be patient. Call your friend. Please, in short, you don't even need to call these days. You just need to go to Google and search. There are some news media that are particularly known for false information.
Exactly.
Once you see that it is only those news media that carried it, now be more farabaled. That is, be more patient.
Kemi, to buttress your point about this cooling down, during the heat of the APC presidential primaries before the national convention, somebody forwarded a message to my friend and said, the vice president Yemi Osinbajo has stepped down. You understand? The guy did not read the complete statement. He now forwarded it to me and followed it up with a phone call. Say, I have a breaking news for you. The vice president has stepped down.
From what?
Then when I now read the message, the guy said he has stepped down from his car and he just walked into his office. And I called him back. I said, did you read it? He said, I just forwarded. I said, read it to the end. he was so ashamed to call back.
Are you not ashamed to have such a...
You just had to slide that in, Kemi.
I'm sorry.
You just had to slide
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, but you see, these are the things. These are the things. We need to come to that point where we understand that we are living in an age of gross misinformation, disinformation, fake news. People just want to spread knowledge, either to increase fear, either so that they seem like the ones who know it all, or just so that, the whole place is in a mess.
Okay, if you're just joining us, this is Insights on Citizen FM 93.7, and Kemi Asekun is in the studio with me, and together we are looking at journalists, we are looking at media professionals. How do they cover their events from the lens of the professionals? And we are also talking about a lot of fake news, managing fake news, spreading the spread of fake news. How does it affect the country in terms of situations, in terms of security, and so many other issues that we are talking about.
And if you are fortunate or unfortunate enough to have people who live abroad, just know that this misinformation gives them, it increases their blood pressure.
Exactly. People will start calling and said, "Are you guys okay? We understand that." Okay. Yeah. We understand that. Exactly. Some people are saying, because you see some messages, it gives the impression that, the whole of Abuja is on fire, people are not safe, but that is not the situation.
The interesting thing is somebody came from overseas, and while the person was here, I wanted the person to speak to someone who is overseas too, and then the person started asking, please, the insecurity there, are you able to move around? And the person here was now saying, initially when I came, I had to get police escorts. But after we moved around for like 2 or 3 days, I realized that it's not as exaggerated as they make it seem to us when we are over there. And that also comes to information management. The government must manage information. We as Nigerians must also manage information. The things we say about Nigeria are the reasons why we don't have people coming to invest. And I'm sorry I have to come up with the patriotic side of me. I'm sorry.
You just had to say that.
No, see, if Nigerians themselves say these nasty things about Nigeria, if you were, would you even be interested in coming? That's the another thing we need to ask ourselves.
Anyway, Kemi, yes, while I agree with you that we need to be patriotic, part of patriotism is holding government to account. Is calling out officials of government when they err. Is always putting them on the toes. Patriotism is not being in love with your leaders. It's being in love with your country.
You can call governments to order without necessarily bastardizing or demonizing the country.
I agree with that.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I agree with that. But you see, sometimes a lot of people confuse the two. A lot of people think that, and especially if they're in love with a particular office holder, whatever it does is okay, as long as it's in government.
Lawrence, you realize that the number of people that have been killed in the U.S. in the last few months, it's not up to the number of people that have been killed in Borno State.
I know.
Do you understand? But there is a way the information is managed that you still feel that going to the US is El Dorado, and that once you go there, you can even pick money on the ground. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that nobody is going to call your house a house of gold and diamonds if you as a person continue to say that it is a heap of rubbish. So it's not like I'm saying, okay, because the leader, or I'm being patriotic. No, I am saying that as Nigerians, these are things with this misinformation, disinformation, and the things we say about Nigeria. Imagine the people who saw the broadcast that said that 14 babies died in the ICU because there was no electric power supply. Imagine, say about maybe 10 million people will have seen that story. How many will see the story that says it's a lie? Those are the things that, and imagine someone who is living in what kind of animals live in Africa? You mean they don't have power supply to power their ICU and then 14 babies die like that? Those are the things we need to pay attention to. The internet is a public space for everybody. It's like a supermarket. People just go in there, and it is there that they will see whether Nigeria has anything worth it or not. So I'm sorry I had to bring patriotism into it.
No. For me, there's absolutely nothing wrong with patriotism, but I always want us to get our bearing right, because we shouldn't confuse patriotism for a love of office holders. Patriotism is for the country. no matter who is in charge of that country,
Absolutely.
you love your country.
Absolutely.
But I don't want to say because this person is a governor today, whatever he does, well, we accept it, we excuse it, we give excuses on his behalf
No,
and
that's not
stuff like that.
patriotism. That's partisanship.
Exactly.
That's partisanship.
Exactly.
But
every Nigerian owes it a duty to be patriotic. There's no, as long as you carry that green passport, as long as your parents are from here, as long as you were born here, as long as you live here, you work here, your children are here.
As long as you have the blood flowing in your veins wherever you are in the world.
But it's also a patriotic duty to be hard on office holders. Absolutely.
You see, Lawrence,
Calling them out all the time.
that is why the kind of journalism we practice here on Citizen FM is developmental. We call them out. We say to them, this is it. Like what we just said now, information mismanagement. The management of information in this dispensation, like I said earlier, is very poor. Extremely poor. There's a lot that is going on that we don't even know about. All we hear are the bad and terrible things that are happening. Right. Now, this also brings to question the fact that as journalists, we also need to, that you see that thing that they taught us back then about man biting dog and dog biting man. We need to start, this curriculum has to be checked again. We need to start looking at, because developmental journalism is about us finding a solution to our peculiar problems. Us coming together. Everybody knows the problems. You see, this morning earlier we had someone who the security, okay, what is the solution? If you find a problem in your vicinity, the next question to ask, what is the solution? What is the way for? Even if you can't implement it, let it be known that you thought about a solution. That is what makes the difference between you, who is just one who castigates, and one who is willing to grow the country. One of the solutions is what we mentioned, where we said, as individuals in whatever local government you stay, if you see something going amiss, if you see something going wrong, please take pictures, take voice notes, send it to us here at Citizen FM. We will work on it. We'll putting together. Yes, we'll filter it. We're putting together something that will make the citizens have a better country.
And a platform.
And a platform and a voice. So if you see something going wrong, say something to Citizen FM. It is why we are here.
Thank you, Kemi. The patriotic Kemi. Kem. Anyway, still Insight on Citizen FM 93.7. My name is Lawrence Moite. We need to take another break and we will be back in a moment. Please don't go away.
Nation of our dream. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dream. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Yeah. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Citizen FM, Citizen FM.
Wavex Pleasure Ride. Here at last. Join the safest, classiest, and cheapest taxi ride in town. Wavex Taxi Ride for absolute safety and comfort. Available in over 500 cities in Nigeria, Africa, Europe, and America. Download the app now from the Google Store.
Nation of our dream. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Citizen FM, Citizen FM. Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dream. Citizen FM, Citizen FM.
Thank you for staying tuned. It's Insight on Citizen FM 93.7. Kemi Asekun is still in the studio. Kemi, we should be rounding off in the next 2 or 3 minutes.
Absolutely.
Your final words as we head home.
No final words. So my final words on insights for today. Yes, so
Kemi,
let's be.
You're so superstitious.
It's not superstitious. Lawrence, don't let us go into that. Final words on insights for today. I will start with Kuje Prison. We need an official statement from the authorities to know what exactly is happening, and so that we can also inform them. That's number one. Misinformation, disinformation, fake news. When you get all those WhatsApp broadcasts, please take a pause. Please take a pause. I know it's an emotional thing. You want to quickly let everybody know that you got it first, but nobody gets an award for being the first person to break fake news or misinformation. And there is nothing wrong in being the last person to forward it. There's no award for it. With regards to Nigeria, this is our own. There is nowhere in the world that we travel to that will be Nigeria. It will always be us in another man's land. And so if there is anything we can do to make this place a better place, we must not withhold that. We must not hold back. There are countries in this world that when you go, they will tell you, if you are so smart, why not go and implement this in your country? And the truth is, you will never be a first-class citizen in another man's land. You will always be a first-class citizen in your own land. So why not let's put hands together and make it work? On 7/7, Lawrence Umweche's birthday. No, I'm trying to. Don't. Okay. Tomorrow is Lawrence Umweche's birthday.
It's been nice talking to you on Insight. And thank you so much for your interventions. Well, that's the much we can take on Insight for today. And just to corroborate what Kemi said about patriotism, loving your country, we don't have a choice. We need to express that genuine love for Nigeria. Patriotism is the love for one's country. We shouldn't be bothered about who occupies any particular office. Call out your officials of government, ask questions, call them to account, demand answers. That's what patriotism is all about.
And thank you for the opportunity to have been here on Insights. I'm sorry for announcing that your birthday is tomorrow. Thank you,
Kemi. Well, my name is Lawrence Umoite. Insight will return tomorrow with another edition. Please have a beautiful day ahead, and News on the Hour will be on shortly.